Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded. Simulation ready. Reg McPhee is a resident of Vault 33 in the Fallout TV series. Reg, alongside his Vault 33 council associates Betty and Woody, listens to Lucy give her speech request to be allowed to participate in the triennial trade with Vault 32. The Council of Three unanimously agrees to allow Lucy to get married to someone from Vault 32. Sometime later, Reg is seen greeting the Vault 32 dwellers and their new overseer, Lee Moldava, who introduces Lucy's new husband Monty to her. After the wedding ceremony is held, he, alongside Woody, is seen setting up the podium for Overseer Hank, who gave a poignant speech about his daughter's marriage. The two would then stand and watch as the Vault 33 dwellers danced with their Vault 32 counterparts. Amid the Vault 32 attack, where the Vault 32 dwellers are revealed to have been raiders from the surface, Reg is injured and is forced to wear a neck brace because of it. During the assembly after the Vault 32 raider incident with most of the surviving Vault 33 dwellers, Lucy proposes sending a search team to the surface to locate and return her father. Reg would perplexingly ask Lucy if she intends to open the outer vault door, which she claims will only be for a minute. However, Betty would speak up and give a sincere speech about the importance of the vault's security, which Reg stated was well said, and Woody concurs. The assembly would continue with the council leading it as a disconcerted Lucy left. Immediately after the main vault door was opened, thanks to the help from Chet and Norm, Reg and Davy appear from an elevator. Now wearing a neck brace, Reg tries to reason with Lucy to stop and not pass through the vault door, but she does, despite his efforts to try and reason with her. After the council decided to fire Chet from his gatekeeper's responsibility, they then held a meeting with Norm inside the council room. There, Woody and Reg lead off the meeting, going back and forth between them, talking about why Norm was there, and then about the dangers of opening the vault door. Reg also mentioned how the raiders could have only managed to get through because a bonehead allowed it. Betty would then reprimand Norm over his actions, and explained that the Vault 31 overseer has been informed of the situation and relayed that no damage has occurred to his vault. Norm would then state his approval that the vault punishes people who break the rules, but questions if it's the same for murder people who murder vault dwellers. Because of Norm's response, Betty assigns Norm to deliver the food to the raiders. Afterward, an assembly is held in the assembly area of the vault, and there a brainstorm of ideas is held on what to do with the surviving 16 Vault 32 raiders. After Woody announces their ethical dilemma, Reg chimes in, stating that it's an ethical opportunity they've been given. He goes on to claim that they've been given a prime opportunity to prove to the surface world the Vault's goal of repopulating and building a better world on the surface. Woody then notes that a collective decision has to be made about what to do with the Vault 32 raiders, which Reg also adds in a manner fitting their shared values. Betty then suggested that the speech would be beneficial if ideas were promoted. Thanks to a conversation that Woody had with one of the raiders, Reg suggested that the Vault 33 dwellers rehabilitate the Vault 32 raiders to integrate them into their society. On the other hand, Woody notes that it's understood that the problem isn't going to be solved overnight and may take years, but it is something they can accomplish if they put their minds to it. A few ideas are then proposed by some Vault 33 dwellers, including Davy and Marianne. Hearing the suggestions, Norm scoffs at the ideas, and when Reg asks him if he has something to say, he opines that it's not their obligation to help them. This opinion is met with backlash, and Reg tries to reason with Norm, stating that they can't simply let them go because they have intimate knowledge of their vault security. He then asks Norm what he suggests they do with dwellers, and Norm answers that they should kill them like they killed so many of their people. Betty then gives a reasonable argument to Norm about how wrong it is to murder the Vault 32 raiders, and Norm takes back his comment. At that moment, the Vault 33 engineer appears and tries to privately talk with Reg and Woody about something. However, the two insist that it be discussed in public, despite the engineer wanting to do it in private, and the old overseer Hank would have wanted it to be discussed as such. On the other hand, Reg argued that it was fine. Hence, the engineer said that the vault water chip was destroyed and that there were only 2 months of water left for the Vault 33 residents to survive on. Before the engineer could finish, Reg cut off the engineer, and the meeting was adjourned. Woody and Reg would hang up posters advertising their candidacy for overseer of Vault 33, and the two would later meet where a semi-sedated Vault 32 raider was stationed. They'd talk about Woody's progress over his interrogation about his background and why his comrades kidnapped Hank. As they continued talking, the semi-sedated Vault 32 raider regained consciousness and tried to gnaw off his restraints, which Woody advised him not to do or else he'd hurt himself. The Vault 32 raider told Woody, "Fuck you," leaving Woody no other choice but to trank him again and try again tomorrow. While Woody fetched a trank gun, Reg watched as the Vault 32 raider struggled to undo his restraints. On the voting day for the new Vault 33 overseer, Reg gets in line to vote, where Davy apologizes to Reg and alludes that he's not voting for him but Betty, and in the end he admits it. Reg, though, understands and doesn't hold it against Davy, and admitting to himself the shortcomings of his chances of winning, he votes for Betty too. During the congratulatory ceremony for Betty, the new overseer of Vault 33, Woody tries to cheer Reg up for his failed campaign, stating he should try again next time, to which he softly agrees. Reg is amongst his fellow Vault 33 dwellers to take a tour of Vault 32 as part of Betty and the Vault 31 overseer's plan to resettle Vault 32. The plan entailed that most of Vault 33's dwellers would be relocated into Vault 33. When the Vault 33 dwellers learn about whether or not they are being transferred to Vault 32 or not, Reg happily learns that he will continue staying in Vault 33. Before Woody leaves for Vault 32, Reg hugs him goodbye. Reg portrays himself as idealistic and moralistic, perhaps to a fault. This is illustrated when Reg proposes that Vault 33 can reform the raiders into well-mannered people and assimilate them into Vault 33's society, even though the raiders have recently attacked Vault 33's people and have been disrespectful ever since. However, Reg firmly believes that the raiders want to adopt Vault 33's civilized values and that the Vault dwellers are responsible for reforming them. Reg is also very arrogant in his leadership capabilities, even though it backfires on him. When a maintenance man advises him to keep an important issue private, Reg insists on discussing the matter publicly in front of an assembly, when the maintenance man complies and reveals their water chip is broken. Thus, the community will face water scarcity. Reg, in a panic, tries to cover up his mistake by interrupting the maintenance man, although Reg vies with his peer Woody for relevance in the governing council and even competes with his other peer, Betty Pearson, for the position of overseer. However, he knows that Betty's reputation as an experienced and more competent leader will overshadow him. Ultimately, even he votes for her,